Hi, boys and girls. This is Mr. K. Happy Friday, as you can tell by the sign. We are putting some finishing touches on our first week of distance learning. I'm proud of you all. Hope you all have had a good week. Although my week's been very much different than a typical week, I still would call it a successful week. I'm still making art. I'm still hopefully inspiring you all to make art. So that's a good thing. And that makes me feel productive and very good inside. I'm going to explain Free Draw Friday to you all. And then what I'll do is I'll have some reminders for you throughout the video. Basically, Free Draw Friday is a way to celebrate your individual creativity. You have a lot of freedom in what you will draw today, as the title of the activity indicates. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to present you all with this list here, and I'm just going to stand up to make sure it's under the camera. Yeah, it is. And 8th graders, you've probably seen this before a few times, maybe when I was out on occasion for doctor's appointments and whatnot. But it's called the Fabulous 50, and basically what it is, it's drawing or sketchbook ideas. And there's 36 on the front, and there's an additional 14 on the back. Okay, so I'm not going to read them all to you, but I will highlight a few that really kind of jump out at me. And ultimately, you can make your own decisions based upon what interests you. And some of you may create such a nice piece from the Free Draw Friday that you may decide to actually turn it in for your weekly grade. A lot of you will decide to turn in the cartoon images that you've been working on this week, and that's fine too. When I view the finished pieces, I'm certainly going to be looking forward to quite a variety, and that's really the fun part of my job, when I get to peruse a new batch of drawings or sketches that my students have done. It's really, well, it's really fun, and puts a smile on my face, and it really brightens my day. So, just to highlight a few of these ideas, I'm a portraiture artist, so number 3 jumps out at me: create a portrait of your favorite artist. And those of you who know me from being my students for a little while now, especially you 8th graders, you know that that would probably be Leonardo da Vinci. So that's definitely one that I would look at if I were a kid in your shoes. Okay, let's see here. I'm a gamer from way back, so number 16 looks good. Draw your best video game controller. When I was a kid, the Ataris were just coming onto the scene, and then Nintendo came soon thereafter, Sega Genesis, and your PlayStation series came out, and the rest, as they say, is history. So 16 looks really good to me. Let's see, what else? Let's see. The mythical creature looks kind of cool because I'm sort of a Bigfoot fanatic. I like to believe in the possibility that science has yet to discover different species of animals, so I may want to draw Bigfoot. Let me flip on over to the back. Okay, definitely 38 looks good to me. Drawing a favorite sports helmet, because sports art is what I do more than any other type of art, and it's all over my studio, and it's just something I really enjoy. 41 is kind of cool. Draw Mr. Rogers in his red sweater. I actually had an 8th grader from the first half of the school year choose this option at some point along the line, and she drew such a nice rendition of Mr. Rogers. And one of my regrets from that time period is not taking a picture of it, because it was truly very, very nice. One more. I grew up in the 80s, so I could make a fabulous 1980s drawing with all sorts of characters from the era: Michael Jackson, Hulk Hogan, and any number of Back to the Future movie characters. It's just the 80s remind me of such a nice time. Oh, and by the way, at one point in my life, I did have a lot of hair, and the 80s were a time period where that was the case in my life. LOL. Okay, so I'm going to post this piece to Google Classroom, and you will certainly be able to go through that piece and make some choices. Okay, now what I wanted to do was I wanted to kind of flip through some drawings that I had in my work bag just prior to the school closures happening. And so these are 7th grade pieces, but some of them I just, really thought were very well done and nicely put together as far as, those categories I'm always talking about: design, effort, neatness, and technique. So I just wanted to flip through some of them and share them with you. A nice military tribute there. SpongeBob and company, nicely done. I like how there are sharp edges along the characters and a nice soft blended crayon background. So it's like I've been saying, if you have the ability to add color to your pieces, please do so. They really come to life. Rick and Morty, that's hilarious. I've never really watched the show, but that's a cool piece right there. I really like that. I don't know who this guy is, but it's a cool looking character for sure. Is it anime? I'm not sure. You guys would know better than me, but I like that. That's well done. Very cool piece here. Speaking of the 80s, there's an Air Jordan tennis shoe from the mid-80s. And these are probably things that the artist is really, really into and interested in. Music. There's another kind of crazy anime-looking character there. Flowers, nature. Don't know what that is. It's kind of cool, some kind of weaponry. Okay, nice bubble letters there. Well done. I really don't know anything about this show, but I like the piece. You got characters in the foreground. You got a nice background going on. You got some 3D lettering happening here too. Little preview of next week for the 7th grade. We're going to be working on some lettering techniques. That looks really, really nice. Looney Tunes. That would be connected to what the 8th graders were doing this week. We cartooned Bugs Bunny and Tweety Bird. So probably some of you will be turning in some Looney Tune characters for your graded piece for the week. Another military tribute. Wow, that's awesome. And this person really took a lot of time with the writing. Wow. Okay, all sorts of military related lyrics in the background. The national anthem. Wow. That's just tremendous. That person really put a lot of time and effort into that piece. I think this is something to do with Transformers. And I'm blown away by this piece. Not only by the character, but also the technique used with adding the color. There are different values and different intensities of color. You can see around the Sharpie lines, she has gotten real heavy with the color, and towards the center of the apparati there, they've gone a little lighter. So they have really just done a tremendous job here. Wow. Love that one. I don't know who these dancers are. I think they're dancing on the upper deck of a boat, I think. And I don't know if these are Fortnite dancers or not. But I really, really like it. And I love the clouds in the distance. Coloring and everything looks really, really nice. Dr. Seuss tribute. Well done. Thing 1, Thing 2, and the Grinch. I think this is a Star Wars droid. Probably related to R2-D2. I know it's not R2-D2. I know he has a name, but I don't know what that name is. I really like the artistic rendition of it, however. Very nicely done. More Looney Tunes. Tweety with a little background and some logo action going on. I had mentioned that you guys could do such things with your own characterizations this week, and I hope you've taken advantage of that. One last military tribute. Well done. Stars and Stripes. And last, looks like it's the Family Guy. I don't know his real name, but that's a hilarious piece. Very, very nicely put together. Okay, so these are, just some hands-on examples of some things that you can do. Okay, a couple final reminders and announcements here. I'll put this back for the last couple minutes just so you have something to look at while I'm rambling on here. I hope you had a chance to view the YouTube video that I had attached last evening to Google Classroom, and it's on the benefits of drawing, and specifically doodles. And there's some really cool information on there as to how doodling helps a person actually retain information during a lesson or a lecture. And it makes me feel like I've been doing the right thing all along. 8th graders, you'll connect with this, because I oftentimes say to you, you may draw while I'm talking. And oftentimes, as you guys know, I sometimes talk throughout the whole class. And if you waited for me to be quiet, you'd be waiting all day. So we kind of have this arrangement. 7th grade, you don't know this because we haven't been in the regular classroom together, but the 8th graders and I kind of have this arrangement that they're allowed to draw and doodle while I'm talking. And if I need them to look up at the screen or whatever, I'll say, look up here, and they all do. And oftentimes, and 8th graders, you'll probably laugh when I say this, but oftentimes I say, nod your head if you're still listening, and everybody nods their head. And sometimes I say, you're just nodding your head, so I'll leave you alone so you can get back to your artwork. But if you watch the video, it says that drawing and doodling during a presentation actually helps you stay better focused, and it keeps your mind from wandering to other places. It keeps you from daydreaming, basically. So check out that video. It's really, really cool. let's see. I already told you I was going to post this document to the Google Classroom. And I guess the last thing I'm going to say to you before I sign off is, please, please, please don't forget to post your favorite piece of artwork to the Google Classroom today, okay? You can do that by the end of the day, because I realize that some of you will probably do a free Draw Friday piece that you may like even better than one of your cartoons from the week. Okay, so whatever you're going to post, please post it to the Google Classroom by 3 o'clock today. Okay, and some of you have already done that, because I can see when you people turn in assignments. So that should be a top priority for today. Turn in your artwork. You know, we've been creating all week here, so I'm very much looking forward to what you guys have put together for me. I believe there's a section on there labeled student work, and that's where people have been turning stuff in. So if you have any issues with that, you can reach out, shoot me an email, or ask a friend, or whatever you need to do. But make sure that I can see your artwork. So, you know, you don't have to email me. Don't message me directly. A couple people have done that. You don't have to do that. Just post it to the Google Classroom. I have full access to all that you guys do, and you know, I'll check it out there. Okay, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you for being such good kiddos, and thank you for being such hard workers, and thank you for taking the time to watch these videos and follow through to the best of your abilities. Okay, so have a great day of creating some nice pieces. Have some fun, relieve some stress, help out your parents this weekend, do some chores, ask them if they need any help. Be the good kiddos that you guys typically are. Okay? Thanks for listening. Happy drawing, and we'll talk to you guys down the road. Thank you.